All right, thank you very much. So I want to also welcome every one of us to this training. I'm very happy to be with us this day. So thank you for joining. Thank you for joining early. So the training has started, and I must tell you, you are very blessed to be in this training this night. So it's going to be a very interesting webinar. And let me just do some sound check. I believe you can hear me clearly.
Yes, I can from here.
All right. So while the webinar is going on, if you want to communicate or you want to say anything, I will want to ask you to do that by sending a chat. So just make use of the chat section. Okay, I am told to speak louder. All right, so I will try to speak louder so that you can hear me. So just make use of the chat section to drop your comments and anything you want to say while the training is going on. So personally, I don't like seeing myself when I'm talking. So I might need to off my camera. I'm very sorry about that. It's a distraction for me. So you will see my face again at the end of the training. So let's leave my face alone and let's concentrate on why we are here. Thank you and God bless me. All right, so now that my face has been hidden, I think I can proceed now. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining. We are here to have a great time together and to learn about cybersecurity. And today we'll be looking at protecting yourself online. So permit me to share my screen now as I do that. So just a second. Okay, so I believe we can see my screen.
Yes, sir. Yes.
All right, thank you very much. So we'll be going into cybersecurity, protecting yourself online. Now, if you are able to stay with me to the end of this training, you will have access to the slide I will be using, and you will also have access to some resources that we are going to share at the end of the training. So this training is going to be it's not just going to be a webinar training. We are going to create more resources with regards to this particular topic. So everyone that stays to the end of this training, we have access to those resources. So, but for those that might not be able to attend tonight, they might need to purchase those resources at the end of the day. Cybersecurity is a very serious issue in our days, and staying safe online is a matter that we all need to pay attention to. So we really want us to pay attention and follow me as I try my best to take us through this training tonight. So let's start. Are we ready? So if you are ready, just type on the chat section, I am ready. Let me be sure that I'm speaking to people that are excited to learn. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you so much. Awesome. I'm seeing our chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so now let's start from the introduction. So looking at the challenges faced by people online regarding a series of cyber attacks such as cyberbullying, impersonation, and credit card credential theft, among others, it's important that you learn how to stay protected online. I believe many of us that we are here, we have been interacting with digital devices, and we have been making use of the internet space. So there are a lot of atrocities going on the internet space, which we really need to pay attention to. Some of them is cyberbullying, impersonation, credit card theft, among many other ones. So we'll be looking at how can you help yourself to be protected in this space, and how can you ensure that you really have a great time online. Now, according to Kaspersky, who happens to be one of the major leaders when it comes to digital privacy company, they were able to find out that between January to June 2021, in Nigeria alone, we experienced 6.7 million cyber attacks. And I must tell you that those attacks are not to animals. Those attacks are not to aliens. Those attacks are to human beings just like us. So many of us experience attacks on our social media platforms, on our website, on our internet activities almost every day. In fact, sometimes you don't even know that you are being attacked until maybe one day you just find out that you check your WhatsApp and you can't find your chat again. You check your social media account and you notice that your account has been hacked. So that is when you will know that you have been attacked. But it doesn't just start in a day, it's a process. And if you don't make yourself ready, you can easily be attacked. So we want to look at, let's start with general online security tips. So for the webinar tonight, the scope of the webinar tonight will be to cover a general online security tips. Then the resources that we are going to make available at the end of this webinar and going on in the community, the After School Tribe community, will help you to know how to stay secure on specific platforms. But for tonight, we will be covering general online security tips. So let's start. So the first security tip I want to give to us, which is the most common one, is to use strong and unique password. Now, many people know about password, but many people don't know how to use password. So tonight, let me quickly take us through how do you make use of your password to stay secure online. Now, I found out that when you want to register for JAMB, especially some of us that just finished secondary school or that are still in secondary school, most times, like last year when I was helping some students to register for their UTME, many of them, guess what their password is? Can someone guess their password? Many of them, their password is their phone number. You are right. Their phone number, their surname, their date of birth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. Thank you, sir. That is what I was saying. I was shocked. I was like, how will you be using your phone number as your password? How will you be using your surname? How will you be using your date of birth? Some people 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 8. Just so amazing. Now, that is not a password. If you are using password like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, your date of birth, your surname, your father's name, your boyfriend's or girlfriend name, that is not a password. You are making yourself vulnerable because someone can easily guess those passwords. So you need a strong password. Look at the image I'm sharing here. You can see the one that I crossed, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is not a password. It's a very weak password, and you should not use that kind of password. But you can see the other password there. That is a strong password. So what are the things that makes a strong password? How do you create a strong password? Let me quickly tell us that. So to create a strong password, you need to combine capital letters with small letters with some characters like @ hash, asterisk. Those are the characters you can make use of. Then you make use of numbers. So you combine these things together to form your password so that someone cannot easily guess it. It will be difficult for people to easily guess your password. Now, okay, yes, we can have issue with remembering the password, and I will tell us what you can do to solve that problem of remembering the password. Because the reason why many people cannot use a strong password is because they have issues with remembering password. Yes, I've been in that situation before also. So in order to remember your password, I will go to the next slide now to share that with us. So for you to remember your password, you can make use of what we call a password manager. So now there are paid platforms that offers password managers, but you don't need to disturb yourself on that. You can just create what we call a notepad like Google Keep. Now, Google Keep is a notepad. You can have a notepad, and on that notepad, you will be saving all your password on that notepad. Now, you are the only one that have access to that notepad, so no other person can know that you are even storing something like that inside that notepad. So you just download Google Keep. You can download Google Keep from your Play Store. When you download Google Keep, open a note and be saving your password there. That will be your own password manager to save your password. Because another thing about your password is you don't reuse password. For instance, don't use the same password you use on Facebook and go ahead and use it on Instagram and use it on your email and use it for your banking app. If you do that, you are making yourself vulnerable online. Because what it means is if I'm able to guess your Facebook password perfectly, or probably someone somewhere tried to hack your account and was able to hack your account successfully and was able to reveal your password on your Facebook, that means through that same password that I've used to access your Facebook, I can access your email, I can access your banking app, I can access your Instagram, I can access all other platforms you have because you are reusing your password. So you don't reuse password. So it's better you have a password manager to manage all these your passwords. I believe that is clear enough. So that is how to help with the issue of remembering your password. I've answered your question in that aspect. So create complex passwords that includes a combination of uppercase, lowercase, numbers, and special characters. Now, if your phone crash, yes, if your phone crash, that's a good question. If your phone crash, your Google Keep is connected to your Gmail account. So you can access it anywhere in as much you have access to internet and to a digital device. So you don't need your phone to always access your Google Keep. In as much you can access a digital device like a computer, any form of computer, either a phone or a desktop computer, a PC, and internet access, you can access your Google Keep anywhere. So your phone crashing does not have anything to do with it. Thank you for that. Wonderful. Yes, sir. Okay, let's move to the second one. I hope we got that correctly. So create strong password. That's the first one. The second one I will be talking about, this is the one that many people don't do. In fact, I used to be part of those people but now the Lord has delivered me. Keep software and devices up to date. Many of us don't update our software. We don't update our phone. So you will always say, that thing will consume my data. Child. We don't want to update our phone because of data. No, try to update your software always, because when you update your software, what you get is you get more security updates that helps to keep your phone secured. Because these hackers that you are trying to prevent yourself from, many of them, I tell you that many of them are actually working overnight, trying their best to ensure that they can hack into phones and applications. So people that releases, the company that releases the operating system, they are also trying their best to ensure that they are releasing security updates to help you. So try your best. Anytime there is a new update on your phone, go ahead and update your phone. It will keep you secured. So keep software and devices up to date. So don't be like Amaka, who will never update our OS. So regularly update your operating system and your web browser and other software applications. So update often includes security patches that addresses vulnerabilities. So the cost of updating is lesser than the cost of overcoming a cyber attack. Take note of that. The cost of updating your software is lesser than the cost of overcoming a cyber attack. So when you finish this lesson, go to your software update under your settings on your phone or on your computer and find, check for updates and see if there is a need for you to update your phone. So let's go to the third one. Enable two-factor authentication. Now, this is what we call 2FA, two-factor authentication. Many of us might have heard of it, or you might not have known about it, but your password alone is not enough. Your password alone. Yes, Mercy, you are doing the right thing. Kudos to you. So keep on doing that. Keep on updating your phone. Now, as I'm saying, your password alone is not enough, especially in our days. What will happen if someone gets your password correctly? So that is why we have what we call two-factor authentication. So two-factor authentication is just another layer of protection for your phone, for your applications. So if you are on Facebook and you have not activated two-factor authentication, that is why your Facebook account can easily be hacked. I can tell you now, based on how people have become so smart in hacking social platforms, if you are not using two-factor authentication, your social account will soon be hacked. It's just a matter of when. It's not if. It is a matter of when it will be hacked. It will surely be hacked. So you must be using two-factor authentication, especially on any social apps like Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp. So in the resources we are going to share later, we will show you how to activate all these things on each of these platforms. But for now, I'm showing you generally. Almost all platforms you belong to now have this function of two-factor authentication. You just need to go to your settings. Under settings, you will see security. Under security, you will see two-factor authentication. So that helps you to add another layer. So what is two-factor authentication? It's just like another code, another set of code that will be sent to you by your app provider in order to gain access to your account. So now when that code is sent to you, you'll be able to use it to log in apart from your normal password. So password alone will not be enough. So let's say someone guesses rightly your password, they will still not be able to gain access to your account because they need that second layer of protection. Good. Now, how do we go about two-factor authentication? So to do that, you can make use of your phone, your phone as the two-factor authentication. That is, anytime you want to log in, after entering your password, there will be some code that will be sent to your phone. So when that code is sent to your phone, you will be able to so when that code is sent to your phone, you will be able to use it to log in. That is one. But for me, I still believe that that is a little bit weak. So because what will happen if probably someone else has access to your phone and that person can just send, they will just send the code to that phone and that individual will have access to your account. So for me, I still believe that one is still a little bit weak. So I want to go back to the slide. I want to show you two apps that you can use. So you can go to your Play Store and download Google Authenticator or Twilio Auth. So these two apps, they are created for two-factor authentication. So when you are setting up your 2FA, your two-factor authentication, you can make use of app or you make use of your phone number. So instead of picking phone number, go for app. So go for authentication app. So you can make use of any of these two authentication apps. You can make use of Google Authenticator or you make use of Auth. So for me, I use both. There are some platforms that doesn't allow Google Authenticator. So I use Auth at that level. There are some platforms that doesn't allow Auth. I use Google Authenticator. So anyone you want to use, make use of it. What will happen is that the same code that you ought to receive on your phone through SMS, that same code, you can generate it on your own through this authentication app. So that is more secure than the SMS one. So that is about two-factor authentication. The only reason why someone can hack your Facebook, can hack your Instagram, can hack your WhatsApp is because you did not set up your two-factor authentication. So make sure you do that after this class. Now, the next one, I believe we are paying attention and hope I'm not too fast. I'm trying to manage my time. If I'm too fast, let me know. Okay, so I'm not too fast. People are following. Thank you. Good. All right, so the next one is be cautious of phishing attempts. Now, we are getting to the serious level now. Be cautious of phishing attempts. When you hear phishing, what does that sound like? Phishing looks like what? You know phishing now. For you to fish, you need a hook. You need a hook, like normal fishing, F-I-S-H-I-N-G. You need a hook and a bait. That is normal fishing. But there is something we also call phishing in cybersecurity. Okay, I will take questions at the end of the training. Thank you for your question. I've seen it. Chair goes in. I've seen your question. I will answer at the end of the training. So, as I'm saying, phishing as regards to cybersecurity is a situation where someone sends you a message. Maybe they send you a message on WhatsApp and they say MTN is giving 5 gig or 50 gig. And because they are celebrating 10 years anniversary, you know all those kind of message. And they will ask you to click on the link. My brother, as soon as you click on that link, you are a goner. They don't fish you like that. That's what they call phishing. So they have fished you. They have been able to grab you, use a bait to hook you. And the effect of that is that they will ask you to probably enter your username and password, enter something. They will just ask you for some details, or they will ask for your personal information. Now, many things are going on behind the scene that you don't know about at all. Your activity on that platform is being tracked. It might be the reason why everywhere you go online, someone will be tracking your movements just because you access that web page. So I always tell people, if you are not sure of a link, don't even check it. Not to talk of trying to confirm it. Don't check it, because you checking it alone can be the reason why you'll be followed around. I run ads. I know what I'm talking about. There are sometimes we will install some things on web platforms, on websites, so that for the sake of our own marketing effort, we can track some events that is going on the website. So it's very important that you pay attention to what you click. So phishing can happen in many ways. It can happen through social platforms. It can happen on your email. Another way people do phishing is what we call domain spoofing. Domain spoofing. Now, if you are trying to access a domain and that domain is HTTP and it's not having the S, that S is security. That is Hypertext Transfer Protocol secured. So if the protocol is not secured, my brother and sister, don't go inside, because that kind of website is not secured. And someone somewhere might be tracking you, might be trying to take advantage of you, especially any website that doesn't have the S after the HTTP. Any website that doesn't have that S, don't try to enter any personal details on it. Don't make online payments on it, because you are not on a secure platform. So now, to make it easier, you will easily see a padlock. You will see a padlock symbol before the web address on your browser tab. So whenever you can see that padlock, it shows that the website is secured. So, and that is why I always recommend make use of good browsers. So my own recommendation is Google Chrome. That's the only browser I use, Google Chrome. Sometimes I use the Microsoft Edge, but my major browser is Google Chrome. With Google Chrome, you can't even access a website that is not secured. It will not go through. So make use of good browsers. Stop using browsers like Phoenix. I can't count the number of Phoenix browser that I have uninstalled from people's phone. Anytime I see it on people's phone, I uninstalled it instantly. So if you are here, you have Phoenix browser on your phone, you are exposing yourself to cyber attacks. I'm sorry to say that. So you have to really pay attention to that. Go and uninstall that Phoenix browser. I learned that it's now coming with Android phones, so you can't uninstall it. There is a way where there is a place where you can disable you can disable an app even if you cannot uninstall it. That Phoenix browser should not be on your phone, please. It has a lot of threats on its own. It's just like TikTok. Okay, don't let me talk about TikTok now. Okay, now let's go to the next one. So I'll talk about be cautious of phishing attempts. So phishing emails, messages, websites, they can trick you into revealing sensitive information. If it is too good to be true, then it is a scam. I'm not joking. If it is too good to be true, like someone wants to give you 1 million naira in 5 minutes, it's a scam. Oh. Don't go for it. So be skeptical of unexpected or suspicious requests for personal or financial information. Verify the legitimacy of the source before you provide any details, please. And for instance, let's say someone tell you that the federal government of Nigeria is giving out something, probably unemployment or grants or anything like that. If it is from the Nigerian federal government, the web address that you'll be directed to should have something like .gov.ng as the domain extension. So you should see something like probably Ministry of Environment.gov.ng. So if you are not seeing something like that, you should be skeptical. You should know that something is not going right. Because you can't open a website for a government parastatus without having that kind of domain extension. I've created a website for a government parastatus before. I knew what I passed through, the amount of documents I have to sign for me to be able to purchase a domain that has the .gov.ng, because they will verify, it will go through process of verification to be sure that actually this is a government parastatus that is trying to open a website. So don't click on websites like .com, .org, and they are telling you this is a government website. It's a lie. Be very careful. But if you are dealing with commercial business, you can see something like .com. For instance, let's say you are seeing websites like .syz, .utr, all those funny domain extensions. Be very careful with them. Someone somewhere might be trying to take advantage of you. Now, let's go to the next one. Be mindful of your online presence. Be mindful of your online presence. Now, I will come back to explain what I have on these images. Let me just show us something here first. So be cautious about the information you share online, particularly on social media. Many of us, we can share anything. As it is coming to our mind, we share it like that. Think before you share. Take time to think through it, because you are building a footprint for yourself online. As you are typing, as you are sending, a footprint that can never be erased is being created for you. So think through. Take care of what you share. Share with care. Don't share carelessly. We've seen many people that they shared some things on social media, and at the end of the day, because of that thing they share, it has a lot of effect on who they become. So adjust your privacy settings to limit who can see your personal information and post. Now, this is very important. Not everybody should see your personal information on your social platform. Many of us has never gone through our privacy settings on our social platform, and it is not good. Take your time, go through your privacy settings. Make sure you know what people are seeing about you. Know people that are seeing your post. All these things matters. For instance, tagging. When you go through some people's social accounts, maybe their Facebook accounts, the only thing you will be seeing there are the posts where they are tagged in, whereas they are not even in that post. You will just be seeing some maybe Emmanuel Joshua tagged the person in a particular post, and that person they are tagging is not even in the post. So don't allow people to just tag you anyhow on any post. Make sure you give consent before anybody that tag you do that successfully. All these things really matters. So I will really encourage us to pay attention to our privacy settings. So work on your tagging, work on people who can tag you, limit what people can see. You can see all these things under your privacy center on any platform you are using. it will really be of help. So be mindful of your online presence. So when the resources we'll be releasing will be coming out, you will see how to set all these things for each of the platforms. Now, the next point I'll be talking about is use secure Wi-Fi networks. This one, it's not our fault, but that is where we find ourselves. In Nigeria, we don't joke with free Wi-Fi. I remember while I was in school, there was a decision I made. And that decision was that every time I must collect back my school fees through data. So we don't joke with our school public Wi-Fi. Now, I really make use of that Wi-Fi. Jesus. In fact, that was the beginning of my online journey. I will download some YouTube videos. Jesus. Now, free Wi-Fi is good. It's very, very good. But be careful of how you use it. Use secure Wi-Fi networks. Don't go to a hotel now. Connect to the hotel Wi-Fi and you started using the Wi-Fi to make payments online. So you can see the image I put here by your left-hand side. Don't do that. Don't ever, when you are on a public Wi-Fi, make sure you are not entering any form of personal information when you are on a public Wi-Fi, please. It's a very important security knowledge that you must have. You can use your public Wi-Fi to check, to browse the internet, to download, if the Wi-Fi allows for downloads, things like that. But don't use it to enter personal information. Don't use it to pay online. Because as you are paying, one thing about public Wi-Fi is that people that are supplying the Wi-Fi, they have the ability to know everything going on that internet space, on that Wi-Fi space. So everything you are sending, you are receiving, they can track it, they can see it. So be careful. Don't enter your card PIN when you are using a public Wi-Fi. Don't enter your home address when you are using a public Wi-Fi. Don't go ahead and share some important messages through your WhatsApp account when you are using public Wi-Fi. Be very careful. So public Wi-Fi are not for something like that. Don't do anything that involves privacy on public Wi-Fi. Please be careful of that. So be careful of AWUF free Wi-Fi. It's good. I know you like AWUF so much, but you have to take care of how you use it. So when using public Wi-Fi, consider using what we call VPN, virtual private network. So if you have VPN on your phone, some phone comes with VPN, like my Samsung phone, some Samsung phones, some phones come with VPN, but if you cannot get, you can download VPN as an application. You can use it. That will help you to secure your data and to encrypt your internet connection. So, but even if you don't make use of VPN, pay attention to what I have shared in the beginning. Don't enter any private information when you are on public Wi-Fi. And if you have your way, don't connect to public Wi-Fi. I tell you, if you have your way, unless you are in the school environment where you need school data, you must use your school data. It is for you. You are paying for it. So, but let's say you go to a hotel and your school, to some extent, they won't use what they are seeing on your Wi-Fi or probably what you are doing on the internet. They won't use it against you. But let's say hotel Wi-Fi, cyber cafe Wi-Fi, things like that. Be careful of them. I think I've emphasized that enough. Let's move on. Now, regularly back up your data. Now, this one is very important in situations where you have tried your best to be secured, but some things happen and you don't just know what goes on. Someone access probably your WhatsApp or your Facebook, and things you stored there were erased. Probably all your pictures are gone, all your data, your WhatsApp chats are gone. How do you recover them? So it's important that you regularly back up your data, and you can make use of your online storage platform, the cloud storage platform, like Google Drive, Dropbox. So almost all Android phone comes with Google Drive. So Google Drive gives you like 15 gigabyte storage space that you can use to store your pictures, your videos. All your Google apps are connected to your Drive account. So they are making use of that 15 gigabytes. Your email is also making use of that 15 gigabytes. So use it to back up your data. It's very important. It's a very good, important security measure that you must take. In case of any attack, you can easily have access to your data again. So back up your important files and data regularly. This ensures that even if your device is compromised or lost, you still have access to your information. So we are getting clear to the end of the training little by little. Hope we are learning something already. Okay, so let me take us to the next one. Many of us know about this antivirus. So let's talk about antivirus now. I found out that the best antivirus you get, especially for system, is Windows Defender. That's my findings. Windows Defender is very good. You don't need to spend money on buying external antivirus, especially if you are on Windows, anything from Windows 10. If you are on Windows 10, Windows 11, you don't need antivirus. You don't need antivirus. If you are on Windows 10, Windows 11, just ensure that your Windows Defender is up to date. Keep it up to date. You are good to go. But let's say you are on Windows 7, like people that like all these old Windows. I know there are some people that like Windows 7. They can't use any other Windows apart from Windows 7. So some people still use Windows 7. The day I was told to make use of Windows 7, I was looking like I've never handled computer before in my life. I don't know how they manage it. That Windows 7 is very, in fact, very good. So, but let's proceed. You can make use of Kaspersky. Kaspersky is an antivirus. You can make use of Avast. Avast is an antivirus. All this can help you to stay secure online. But for me, I recommend Windows Defender. Just make use of your Windows Defender. If you are on Apple device, in fact, Apple devices are very good when it comes to security. So you might not have, you don't even need to get any antivirus for an Apple device. Privacy and security is top notch for Apple devices. So either you are making use of Apple system, Apple PC, or Apple phone, that is iPhone, you are good to go. Your security is ensured, I can tell you. Now, let's leave security software. The next one is about what we download. Be selective with your downloads. I know many of us, we enjoy downloading different kind of apps. As good as these things are, make sure you are downloading from your app store. So for iPhone users, use your app store. For Android users, make use of your Google Play, your Play Store. The reason is that most of the apps on these platforms are actually, they have gone through some kind of scrutiny and they have been judged to be free of malware. If you are downloading apps from outside these platforms, you are putting yourself at a risk. Now, let me tell you one malware that is very common that many people don't pay attention to. The name of that malware is keylogger. There is something we call keylogger. Now, keylogger, what the function of the work of that malware is that when it enters your phone or your device, maybe your PC, the people that programmed that keylogger, every malware is programmed, is a software, how should I explain it now? There are ways in which someone tried to gain access to your PC without your notice. Now, that keylogger will be recording everything you are typing on your keyboard. So let's say you want to enter your password. As you are entering your password, the keylogger will be recording that thing. It will be recording what you are typing. And as it's recording it, based on the time that the hackers have set, the keylogger will send the information of everything that has been recorded without your notice. It will be sent to the hackers. So that means the hackers will now have access to your password. They know everything you have typed. So that thing you are typing, thinking that you are the only one that knows you are typing it, the keylogger is actually recording it. That is monitoring spirit. Yes, it's a monitoring spirit. So be very careful. Please be very careful with downloading from outside your app store. Be very careful with clicking links that you don't know about. Don't just click any link. All those things can expose you to that malware I just talked about, the keylogger. I have seen people that will tell you that, I don't know, people are I don't know what happened. It's like someone is just monitoring my WhatsApp account. I've seen situations like that. People will tell you that. It's like someone is monitoring my WhatsApp account. It's like someone is monitoring my Gmail. Those are ways through which they have access by sending that malware. And as soon as that malware attacked you, you are on your way to be taken advantage of. So let's be careful with what we download. And finally, educate yourself about online threats. Like what you are doing now, that is a form of education. We have a platform, we have a community that we just started called After School Tribe. So on that platform, we will continue to educate us and give us more information, not just on cyber threat, but many other things about tech education. But we also talk about online threats that we need to pay attention to part-time. Almost every month, every week, you will see some different kind of malware that comes out. Just today, I received a notification about a malware that is now attacking WordPress websites. So thank God I have a very good security plugin on my work on the WordPress website I'm managing. Most websites will have been down now. So all those things, we will be updating on them. Then if you have interest and you want to go more into cybersecurity, because this platform, After School Academy, we are raising leaders, we are raising professionals in different fields. So I will just give you a suggestion. You can take a course in cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is a very good professional field that you can go into and will really, really be a source of a platform through which you can make huge impact, because everything we are doing now is online and we need to be secured doing it. So cybersecurity is a very good platform and is growing very huge now. It's growing very hugely. So you can go into it, and if you have passion to help people to stay secure, so you can take the Google Cybersecurity Professional Certificate on Coursera. There is a scholarship that's currently on by NITDA. What's the full meaning of NITDA? Nigeria Technology. I can't get it now. So you can make a search for that. NITDA is a government parastatus, I think. It's powered by Nigerian government. So they have a collaboration with Coursera at the moment. So there is a scholarship that they are offering. And I think one of the courses is Google Cybersecurity Professional. You can take it for 6 months, professional course, and it will be of help to you. So that is the training for today. That is where we'll be stopping for today. Now, the whole training has not ended. As I said at the beginning, we are going to send, for everyone that waits till the end, please, Mr. Elijah and Ms. Florence, please help us to pay attention to that. For everyone that stayed to the end of this training, so we are going to send the slide to them for free. We are going to send the recording to them also for free. And we are going to come up with an ebook. So there will be an ebook which will be for specific platform. All right, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Samuel Osho. So for everyone on this platform now, the link to the scholarship has been sent by Mr. Samuel Osho. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. So in fact, we are glad to have you around here, sir. Thank you for joining us. So you can make use of the link to enroll for any course of your choice. So as I'm saying, we are going to create an ebook which will be released by next week. So for everyone on the After School Tribe Telegram group, you are going to have access to how to get the ebook. So it's not going to be a free ebook, but for everyone that is part of this training, you are going to get it at a discount, I believe. And for other people, they will pay in full. But the recording for today's training and the slides will be sent to everybody on this training at this moment for free. Now, let's take our questions. Thank you so much. So please, Mr. Elijah, I don't know if you have helped me to record some of the questions. Florence, can we take questions now? Thank you. God bless you. Thank you for listening. Questions? So let's take questions. Can we hear me at all? Okay, we are dropping our questions. Okay. Okay, I should unmute you. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Sorry. I will do that now.
All right, sir. Good evening, sir.
Okay, good evening. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for this powerful and impactful teaching. Sincerely, it's actually very impactful. Thank you so much. All right,
you,
my question is take for example, after being, let's say for example, I experienced a kind of attack on my information or my data. So
okay.
what is the first thing that I'm supposed to do? For example, now maybe I mistakenly clicked on a kind of a wrong link, or maybe there is actually an attack on my data. So what is the first thing that I'm supposed to do?
Okay.
So that's my question, sir.
Okay, good. I love that question. So let's say you mistakenly click on a link and you find out that you have just been attacked. Now, it depends on the platform through which that exposure happened. So let's say it happens through a browser, maybe you're accessing a website. If it happens through that platform, then I will encourage you, the first thing is go out of that web platform, then go to there is a place in your browser setting where you have what we call cookies and yes, cookies. So you can clear your cookies. When you clear your cookies and your history, what it will do is that cookies are what websites use to track your presence on a particular web platform and to make it easier for you to log in. So there are some things that will be saved temporarily on your browser. So all those things can be used to track you also. And that is why they always ask you to accept cookies, because it has a way of breaching into your privacy. So they have to ask you to ask, according to the law, you must firstly approve it before it can work for you. But most times there are some websites that you can't use them unless you accept cookies. You understand? So make sure you go and clear your browser cookies. If it happens through a website, clear your browser cookies, and after you have logged out of that web platform. Now, if probably the platform you enter has to do with your banking, maybe you are trying to enter your banking website and you enter into another website that looks like it, maybe a photocopied website, like something like that. So just go, make sure you have a way of listing your card, things like that, that can ensure that they cannot access your bank account. So the best way I can answer this question is, if I'm able to, if I can ascertain the platform through which you get through it. But if it is through a web browser, that's the best solution. Just clear your cookies, clear your history. It will erase any means through which you can be continuously tracked. Then if you have an antivirus on your phone or on your system, you can use the antivirus to scan through your system to see if there is anything that has been dropped in the process. Thank you. All right, let's take the next question. I believe I answered your question. Did I try to answer your question? Mr. Alabi, did that Alaba? Okay, Alaba. Hope I tried to answer your question. Thank you very much. All right, let's move to the next question. Okay, thank you, Mr. Samuel Osho. Have a nice day. Okay, who is coming up next? There was a question that was asked while I was teaching. Can someone help me with that question? Chiagozim, I believe. Chiagozim, you asked a question. Chiagozim. Okay. Mr. Elijah, can you help me find that question from Chiagozim?
Okay. The question is, what if my phone crashed? What other alternative is available to get access to the saved information? You know, you recommended Google Keep.
Okay.
So
okay,
I thought probably it was before you recommended that application. And you know, Google Keep is cloud software that you can use to save information. So maybe you want to put stress on that so that.
Okay. All right. So I think I have answered that question. So if someone has asked you and, okay, if your phone crashed, good. Make sure you are using, that is why the word is simple now. Use cloud apps. Cloud apps make it easier for you to access your application from anywhere. So for instance, now, unless it is very important, I don't make use of Microsoft Word, the system Microsoft Word, to type documents again. I make use of Google Docs. Why? Google Docs is cloud app. So I can access the Google Docs from anywhere. My slide is either I use Google Slide or I make use of Canva for all my slides because I can access them anywhere. Now, Microsoft Word has what we call Microsoft 365. You can also access that one anywhere, but it's not as easier to use as Google Docs for me. So, and I don't use Microsoft apps on my phone. You understand? So why will I be using Microsoft 365 for my work? So unless for business matters, and that's for business issues. But outside that, with your Google Keep is a cloud app, you can save your password. I see a question here. If someone has asked you and they change your password, will they still have access? Okay, and you change your password. Now, in as much you have changed your password, they can't have access again. But make sure you activate two-factor authentication after that. It's very important. Yes, I think I've answered your question now. Thank you, Chiagozim. So in as much you have changed your password and you have activated two-factor authentication, they can't hack you again. They can't have access again. That access has gone. So you will be asked to log out from anywhere you are logged in the process. So it will log them out. Any other question so that we can round up?
I don't think we have any question from anybody.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. I think. Okay, how safe is this online mobile banking app? Yes, your mobile banking app, most of them are safe, in as much is coming from a reputable bank, like your normal commercial banks. Most of them are safe, but be careful when using them. For instance, don't store your password on your mobile app. Do you get what I mean? Like, make sure that anytime you want to access your mobile app, you have to put the password. And I always suggest don't use Don't use face recognition. Don't use thumbprint for your mobile app. Even though it's easier, you can easily use thumbprints and you can log in, but don't use those things. God forbid, bad thing. You can be sleeping and someone will pick up your phone and they will use your thumb. They will just place your thumb on your on your print, and that's all. They will access your banking app, or they just put your phone to your face. Your face app, your face ID has already been they breached you. So be careful when you are making use of. In fact, I have that banking app of the thing is a course on its own that will be included in the ebook. So we will talk about that on inside the ebook. But you can use it securely. That's just it. Thank you, everybody. I will hand over to Florence or Mr. Elijah now. Glad to have us all.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We are glad to have everyone, and we are glad that
you want to see my face
things from the... Okay, let's see your face. Let's see everybody's face anyway, so that we can take a snapshot of the training. Let everybody show our faces so that we can take a snapshot, please. Okay, as I was saying, thanks for joining. We appreciate you. So this training, we are considering another topic next week, Friday. And I think the topic should be how to, let me check what we have for us next week. Okay, how to develop a growth mindset. So that is what we are considering next week. In your career, in your academics, how do you develop a growth mindset? So now for somebody that is still an undergraduate, or for somebody in secondary school, you have maybe some C's in your past results. You want to have some level of maybe A's in your next results. So now these are the things that we are going to be providing answers to, because we are racing leaders. We want you to be the best in any areas you find yourself in life, both academics, both career-wise, both in even in the business world. So now you need to be part of this training that is coming up, webinar that is coming up next week, Friday. So now, as a secondary student, you can start earning money if you have the right skills, if you have access to the right information. You can change your perspective about life. You can change your perspective about the economy, so that what is happening in the economy does not even move you, because you have access to information that can help you to overcome any obstacles or challenges that comes your way. So that is why this webinar is important. Please be there next week, Friday. It's going to be impactful. We are going to have another facilitator that's going to be taking us on this webinar. And I want us to also join next week, next week, Friday, sorry. So the flyer will be rolled out during the course of the week, so we can have more access to the more information about the webinar. So thanks for coming. We appreciate your presence. As the facilitator has said, so we are going to send the recording of the webinar to us, and as well as the slides, so that you can have access to them later. Probably you also want to gain one or two things later now. So we are going to send that to you. So thanks for coming. We appreciate you. Let's appreciate our facilitator for the impactful session this evening. He's done a great job. We appreciate you. Thanks for that insightful session. We look forward to seeing you some other time. You always with us. You don't have anywhere to run to. You always see you. Okay, no. So thanks everyone for coming. We appreciate you. We look forward to seeing you next week. Next week Friday in the next webinar, how to develop a growth mindset. So please be there. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night, everyone.